I had great neighbors that joined me. Mitch Bell was an old retired JA cowboy that had been here nearly all his life, and he was old at that time. And his son Charlie was one of my main teachers, and Charlie was a grown man. He had a little daughter about my age, and she had a Shetland pony, and I'd ride over to their house, and then she and I'd get our horses. We'd ride up into the ranch at Mitch's headquarters, and we'd ride saddles up there in the saddle house all day, and then we'd saddle up our Shetlands and ride them back down here. And I was actually about 7 miles from home, or 8 when I was doing that. And then as we grew older, well, we used to, Barbara had a paint Shetland that would pitch. And as soon as we got away from the house, she'd talk me into swapping horses with her. And I'd let her ride my horse, and I would ride hers, and the instant we got on them, she'd say, "I dare to run you a race." So we'd run a race, or try to, and old Budweiser would pitch. And finally, I about got Budweiser broke before it was all over with. And we had a lot of fun, and we helped the Bells when they were working cattle. And as I grew older, we also had some very good neighbors, the Grady family, Mr. Grady used to work for the Jays also, and he and Mr. Bell both had little ranches about the same size. And I was surrounded with some good cowboys, nearly all my life, good cowmen. And Dad farmed. He wasn't very interested in cattle. He liked them, but he knew I liked them, so he turned his cows over to me. And by the time I was 14, I was selling the calves to traders, and I would buy our bulls. And Dad never said a word when I was trying to make a trade or anything. If he thought I made a mistake when it was all over with, the fellow was gone, he'd tell me what I might should have done. And this country was full of traders at that time. They had small areas, and lots of people were buying, cattle. They were cheap, and that's about all they could afford to buy. And I learned to trade with some of as tough traders as I ever ran into the rest of my life. By the time I was 16, 18, I was just about as tough as they were, most of them. And we always got along good with them. And then I got out of high school, and Mother and Dad asked me if I would like a car. And I said, "I sure wouldn't, Mother. Y'all have a car." I borrowed. I had been. I said, "If you want to get me anything, give me some cows," what that car would buy. I already had saved probably 8 or 10 cows. And So they did. They let me run 30 cows. And I went to college, and I used that to come pay my way through college. And I went to TCU at Fort Worth. It wasn't quite as expensive as it is today. And when I got to college, there were 2 cars on campus. That was during the Forbes and wartime. And Clyde Flowers from Perryton was captain of the football team, and he had a Ford car. And my roommate's girlfriend lived in Fort Worth, and she had a car. So we had a car there. And we got along fine. We had just as much fun as anybody, or more, I think. I loved to live. I was in the football dormitory. And I had received scholarship to play football when I graduated from college, from high school, but I had ruined my knee, and I had it operated on, and while it was getting well, I hurt it again, and I knew I never could play football, and I'd been turned down for the service because of that, and I'd had it operated on so I could go ahead and get in the service, and all my friends were in there, but they never would accept me. And I've lived with this knee all my life and gotten along with it, but it's given me a lot of hardship too in later years especially. Anyway, when I went to TCU and I majored in economics, and boy, cattle business was doing great, and things, the war was being over with, and I quit when I was a junior, when I graduated, passed the junior class, and I never did graduate from college, but I came home and leased a neighbor's ranch here, and my father had always banked at First National Bank at Memphis, and when I started borrowing money, I started borrowing money from them also. I bought about enough cows to give me about 200 cows, and I had the country lease to run them, and those cows that I bought went up enough the first year that they paid for themselves. When the year was over, I didn't owe a penny.